Pokemon Connections, Pokemon Crystal Walkthrough, Part 2. Hey guys, welcome back to some more Pokemon Crystal action. In the last part, we didn't get a whole lot accomplished besides getting our first Pokemon and checking out Newburgh Town. But in this episode, we have a lot to get to, so let's get started. For this episode and the many to come, I'm just going to be skipping out the wild Pokemon battles and just showing trainer battles, as there's not a whole lot of importance in the wild battles, and I'll just highlight any important happenings if there are any after the battle. So the first two battles, there's not a whole lot happened. Okay, and this little house or tunnel or overpass or whatever this is right here, this just leads to like an empty field, and there's just a bunch of Geodude in it. That's it, I'm pretty sure. And if you continue that way, you can make it to Blackthorn City, but at the moment we can't because of Rock Smasher strength. And anyway, that last battle right there, Inferno leveled up to level 6. So this guy's like a he's like a tour guide, I'm pretty sure. And so he's just gonna basically show you around Cherry Grove City, and more importantly, basically explain some of the key aspects in the game. So he says, this is a Pokemon Center. You can heal your Pokemon in no time at all here. You'll be relying on them a lot, so you better learn about them. This is just a mart, and he says, this is a Pokemon mart. They sell balls for catching wild Pokemon and other useful items. I'll go in the mart and Pokemon Center in a bit and just basically show you what they are. There's not a whole lot of need to, but if it's your first time playing this game, then you probably should pay attention just because. So yeah, the last two things he showed us were Route 30 and the sea. And this is his house. Oh, and he gives us I forgot about this. He gives you a map card, which goes into your Pokegear, and basically it gives you the ability to, like the joke from last episode, check the town map, even though it's a map. It's a map of all of Johto, and you can check it on your Pokegear. Okay, I just went into that building, and there's basically nothing there, so don't bother. This is the Pokemon Center. Throughout the game, you'll be healing here, and in the far right is a PC, which is used to store your Pokemon, because you can only have 6 in your party at once. So any other Pokemon besides the 6 in your party will be stored there. Okay, so we're done in Cherry Grove. Oh wait, I was going to show you guys the mart. So yeah, so this is the mart. This is where you'll be buying items the whole game. And in the first one in Cherry Grove City, there's not a whole lot. There's a potion, antidote, paralyze, heal, and awakening. A potion heals 20 hit points, or HP, on a Pokemon. An antidote cures poisoning. A paralyze heal cures paralysis. And an awakening awakens your Pokemon from sleep. And the prices were on the right if you didn't see them. I'm just going to check out this house to see what... Oh, okay. Again, nothing in that house. Don't even bother looking in there unless you just like to hear what Nintendo's written for useless people's scripts, like lines. Okay. Whoa, I got through there without any wild battles. Okay, this is also not important, but these berry trees, along with apricorn trees, will be throughout the game in almost every place you go. So berries and apricorns, you can collect them. So yeah, there's going to be one berry on the tree outside of this house, and the guy inside will give you a berry. And so 2 berries, they heal some amount of HP. I forget how much, but if you attach them to your Pokemon, they can, when they need them, they'll use them themselves, and it doesn't cost you a turn. Like, you don't have to miss a move to use them. Oh, we got through there without a wild battle, too. Okay, no, we couldn't go that long without a wild battle. I knew it had to come. Oh, and then another one, of course. Just to, like, rub it in. Okay, so this is Mr. Pokemon's house. And as you can see, there's already another berry tree, yeah. And there's a poison, stands for Poison Cure Berry, which does the exact same thing as an antidote. It just cures poisoning. And so it's Mr. Pokemon that is the guy with the blue beard and blue hat. And he says, this is what I want Professor Elm to examine. And he gives you a mystery egg. and he just explains where he got the egg from and everything. I probably could have skipped this out, like cut it out, but I don't know. I just didn't feel like it, or I felt it was kind of necessary because you get a pretty useful thing here. And this is Professor Oak. He's the professor. He's like the Professor Elm of the previous games, Pokemon Red, Blue, and Yellow. And yeah, so he's just gonna give you a thing that you're gonna. It's not in like you could probably go through the game without it, but it's a necessity. And he gives you the latest version of the Pokedex. And what this is, it records data on the Pokemon you've caught and seen. So if you catch a Pokemon, it will have even more data. But if you just see one in the wild or in a trainer battle, it will have basic general info. But some of the added on info when you catch the Pokemon is location, I think, height, weight, and I think that's it. Oh, and the definition. I think that's about it. And so, once Oak leaves, you're just going to talk to Mr. Pokemon, and he's going to suggest that you heal your Pokemon, so he'll heal them for you. And as soon as you step out of the door, Professor Elm's going to call. And he says, "Hello, Alex, it's a disaster. It's just terrible. What should I do? Oh no, please get back here now." So it sounds like there's quite the commotion over there at the laboratory. So let's just continue. Back to the lab. Oh, and just in that one battle there, Cyndaquil leveled up to level 7. Oh, sorry, and in the first, the one battle a while back, he learned Smokescreen when he leveled up to level 6. I forgot to tell you guys that. Oh, and here's just an antidote. It's basically like the poison cure berry we got a while back, just recently actually. And it just cures poisoning, and once you've used it, it's gone. Okay, yeah. I highly suggest you heal your Pokemon before continuing right to out of Cherry Grove City. I'm not going to tell you why. Just trust me. Heal your Pokemon before you leave Cherry Grove City. Yeah, just make sure you heal your Pokemon. So, after you leave the Pokemon Center, you're going to continue to... What? It's the redhead, the guy who kicked you 15 yards back in the last part. And he basically says that he calls you a wimp and insults you. And then he basically says that he is a good Pokemon too. And he wants to show you what he means. So it's time for our first trainer battle of the game. And they don't know his name. We don't know his name at the time yet, so it's just question marks. And he sends out Totodile, which is the other starter. That's pretty weird because wasn't that in Professor Elm's lab? Maybe that has something to do with all the commotion that he was calling about. I guess we'll find out later. Oh wow! So my first tackle misses. It's like a 5% chance that it misses, and of course it just misses, like the first time. This is really actually quite a boring battle because it's like 2 starter Pokemon level 7, and your Pokemon will most likely be level 7, level 6, or level 8, and a level 5. And it's just going to be basically tackle, scratch, back and forth the whole battle. Maybe get some growls in there. Besides that, not a whole lot of action in this one. And so for his Pokemon, it's going to be whatever Pokemon's type is super effective against your starter's type. So as you see here, we chose Cyndaquil. So he's going to choose Totodile because water is super effective against fire. So if you chose Totodile, he'd have a Chikorita, and if you chose Chikorita, he'd have a Cyndaquil. Oh, and Inferno levels up to level 8. And so, question mark was defeated. He says his name is question mark, which really doesn't make a whole lot of sense. And so he runs off, and we gotta continue back to the lab. So, yeah. Oh, yeah, we can skip like half the grass from Cherry Grove to Newburgh. Because we're coming from Cherry Grove, not coming from Newburgh. And just a battle. Nothing to report from that one. Nothing to report from that one either. I think there's just like a Sentret and a Caterpie. And we're back to Newbark. And that does it for this episode. Thanks for watching, guys. And in the next episode, we'll head into the lab to see what all the commotion was about from Professor Elm. And after that, make our way towards Violet City, where our next team member will be joining our party. And thanks for watching. See you later.